In the early centuries AD, most North American peoples were beginning to develop complex societies. Further south, the peoples of Mexico and Central America were entering into the full flower of civilization. And a prime example of this cultural flowering was the Maya, who built an extraordinary civilization in the heart of Mesoamerica. The homeland of the Maya stretched from southern Mexico into northern Central America. This area includes a highland region and a lowland region. The lowlands lie to the north. They include the dry scrub forest of the Yucatan Peninsula and the dense steamy jungles of southeastern Mexico and northern Guatemala. The highlands are further south, a range of cool, cloud-wreathed mountains that stretch from southern Mexico to El Salvador. The period from AD 250 to 900 is known as the Classic period of Maya civilization. During this time, the Maya built spectacular cities such as Tikal, a major center in northern Guatemala. Other important sites included Copan, Palenque, Uxmal, and Chichen Itza. Each of these was an independent city-state ruled by a god king and serving as a center for religious ceremonies and trade. For example, Pakal the Great ruled Palenque in the 600s. And during his reign, tons of buildings were constructed, such as the Temple of Inscriptions, where he was laid to rest. Many other Maya cities featured giant pyramids, temples, palaces, and elaborate stone carvings dedicated to the gods and to important rulers. Now, in addition to temples and pyramids, each Maya city featured a ball court. In this stone-sided playing field, the Maya played a game that had religious and political significance. The Maya believed the playing of this game would maintain the cycles of the sun and moon and bring life-giving rains. Although the Maya city-states were independent of each other, they were linked through alliances and trade. Cities exchanged their local products such as salt, flint, feathers, shells, and honey. They also traded craft goods like cotton textiles and jade ornaments. Now, while the Maya did not have a uniform currency, cacao beans sometimes served as one. That's chocolate, guys. As in the rest of Mesoamerica, agriculture, particularly the growing of maize, beans, and squash, provided the basis for Maya life. For years, experts assumed that the Maya practiced slash-and-burn agriculture. This method involves farmers clearing the land by burning existing vegetation and planting crops in the ashes. But evidence now shows, however, that the Maya also developed more sophisticated methods, including planting on raised beds above swamps and on hillside terraces. Successful farming methods led to the accumulation of wealth and the development of social classes. The noble class, which included priests and the leading warriors, occupied the top rung of Maya society. Now, below them came merchants and those with specialized knowledge, such as skilled artisans. Finally, at the bottom came the peasant majority. The Maya king sat at the top of this class structure. He was regarded as a holy figure, and his position was hereditary. When he died, he passed the throne on to his eldest son. Other sons of the ruler might expect to join the priesthood. Religion influenced most aspects of Maya life. The Maya believed in many gods, and their rulers were thought to be godlike. There were gods of corn, of death, of rain, and of war. Gods could be good or evil, and sometimes both. Gods also were associated with the 4 directions and with different colors. White for north, black for west, yellow for south, red for east, and green in the center. The Maya believed that each day was a living god whose behavior could be predicted with the help of a system of calendars. The Maya depicted their gods or rulers in art, such as through carved statues and bowls, which were made of wood, stone, obsidian, or jade. The Maya worshipped their gods in various ways. They prayed and made offerings of food, flowers, and incense. They also pierced and cut their bodies and offered their blood, believing that this would nourish the gods. Sometimes the Maya even carried out human sacrifice, usually of captured enemies. At Chichen Itza, they threw captives into a deep sinkhole lake called cenote, along with gold, jade, and other offerings. The Maya believed that human sacrifice pleased the gods and kept the world in balance. Maya religious beliefs also led to the development of the calendar, mathematics, and astronomy. They believed that time was a burden carried on the back of a god. At the end of a day, month, or year, one god would lay the burden down and another would pick it up. A day would be lucky or unlucky depending on the nature of the god. So it was very important to have an accurate calendar to know which god was in charge of the day. The Maya developed a 260-day religious calendar, which consisted of 13 20-day months. A second 365-day solar calendar consisted of 18 20-day months, with a separate period of 5 days at the end. The 2 calendars were linked together like meshed gears, so that any given day could be identified in both cycles. The calendar helped identify the best times to plant crops, attack enemies, and crown new rulers. They based their calendar on careful observation of the planets, the sun, and the moon. Highly skilled Maya astronomers and mathematicians calculated the solar year at 365.2420 days, and that's just short of the figure generally accepted today. Maya astronomers were able to attain such great precision by using a math system that included the concept of zero. The Maya used a shell symbol for 0, dots for the numbers 1 to 4, and a bar for 5. The Maya number system was a base 20 system. They used the numerical system primarily for calendar and astronomy. The Maya also developed the most advanced writing system in the ancient Americas. Maya writing consisted of about 800 hieroglyphic symbols, or glyphs for short. Some of these glyphs stood for whole words, and others represented syllables. The Maya used their writing system to record important historical events, carving their glyphs in stone or recording them in a bark paper book known as a codex. Only 3 of these ancient books have survived. Other original books telling of Maya history and customs do exist. Maya peoples wrote down their history after the arrival of the Spanish. The most famous of these books, the Popol Vuh, recounts the highland Maya's version of the story of creation. Quote unquote, "Before the world was created, calm and silence were the great kings that ruled," reads the first sentence of the book. Nothing existed. There was nothing. The remarkable history of the Maya ended in mystery. See, unlike dynasties like the Han Dynasty and the Roman Empire, evidence does not show that there was social unrest that caused the Mayan Empire to fall. Yet, like the Han and Roman empires, the Mayan Empire faced invaders. In the late 800s, the Maya suddenly abandoned many of their cities. Invaders from the north, the Toltec, moved into the lands occupied by the Maya. These warlike peoples from central Mexico changed the culture. The high civilization of Maya cities like Tikal and Copan